Head into the weekend, yeah, the heat's just going to continue. So we still have the excessive heat warning for all areas inland. This has actually been extended through Monday for the inland valleys. So the heat, the excessive heat, unseasonably hot temperatures, those are going to last through the early part of next week. The heat advisory for the coast, that's also been extended through Monday. So some very hot temperatures. Even if you're at the beaches, it's going to be very hot as we head through the weekend. If you're in Poway this morning, dropping the kids off at school between 7 and 8 o'clock, sunny in the mid 70s, so warm start. Look at the afternoon temperature, though, right around 101 degrees as you're picking up the kids from school. So make sure they dress accordingly. Make sure they have plenty of water. And we'll talk about those temperatures across the weekend, too, so you can make your plans coming up in just a bit.
All right, Sheena.
The overnight hours, you're not getting much relief. So Marianne, she always likes to talk about the sleeping weather. I'm assuming not good sleeping weather. No.
No. Thank you, Sheena, for asking. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Not that good. You can't really sleep with the windows open right now. Your AC is running. Your electric bill's probably going to be very high. So just get ready for that, because this is actually going to continue for several days. It's not a short-lived heat wave here. It's going to last through early next week. So today, the excessive heat continues. This is for our areas inland, the coast, the entire county. The heat wave is going to last through about Monday. After that, we'll start to see temperatures go down, but the real relief is not really going to come until about later next week. So you're going to have to wait a while. Here's all the excessive heat warnings through much of the southwest. You can see that on the pink here. Orange is showing us heat advisories. That extends all the way up into the Pacific Northwest. So this is a really large area that we're dealing with the heat. It's not really going to move anytime soon. So that's why we're talking about it through the weekend. So as we head through the rest of the day today and into the weekend, we have the excessive heat warning inland. This has actually been extended again through Monday. So inland areas will be around 100 degrees. Foothills near 108. Deserts near about 118. Then we head to the coast, and beach temperatures will be in the 80s, and with the coastal communities in the 90s. Unseasonably hot weather. This is dangerous heat. Let's look at the inland valleys hour-by-hour forecast. So this morning, not very cool. It's going to be pretty warm. By 8 o'clock, 77 degrees inland. By noon, we're already at 97 degrees. And then through the afternoon, inland valleys will all be around 100 degrees for several hours. Once the sun goes down, not much relief. Still in the mid-80s by 7 p.m. Look at the beaches today. Temperatures will heat up very quickly. We don't have too much cloud cover. Any thin clouds will clear out. Then we'll be in the 80s as we head closer to lunchtime. So even later this morning, beaches could already be in the 80s. Don't forget the sunblock. Don't forget the water. You need to stay hydrated. Look at your beach forecast through the weekend. Temperatures are going to big collaboration between NBC Universal and Comcast. We've been doing this for 10 years now. And this Saturday, tomorrow actually, San Diego Humane Society is going to be waiving all the adoption fees. So that's going to be fantastic for anyone who wants to adopt. This is Charity, our next dog for adoption this morning. A lab mix. Charity's at San Diego Humane Society. Very sweet dog. She has a lot of energy because she's still very young. I think she's only around about a year old or so. So if you'd like to adopt Charity, just head to San Diego Humane Society. Also our website, NBC7.com. Search Clear the Shelters for more participating locations. For the beaches today, temperatures are going to be hot in the 80s, mostly the mid-80s. If you're right there on the sand next to the water, it's going to be sunny. Wave heights around 1 to 3 feet. Some sets could be near 4 feet. It's still going to be very hot inland again. Excessive heat warning continues for the inland valleys, mountains, deserts. Heat advisory for the coast. Temperatures this afternoon for coastal communities, if you're not at the beach, around 90 degrees, maybe even mid to low 90s for some. 89 downtown, 94 for high in La Mesa, but then Poway and Escondido will be right around 100 degrees. 103 El Cajon, 108 possibly in Ramona. Mountains around 100, deserts near 115 to 118. Padres play today, 6:40 first pitch. If you're heading to this game, it's going to be hot again, so hopefully your seats are in the shade. Temperatures will be around the low 80s by first pitch and then dropping into the 70s, so really warm evening to be watching some baseball. Make sure you hydrate before and during any outdoor activities. In this heat, it's going to last across the weekend, but avoid the peak hours right in the middle of the day. Make sure the pets have fresh water and shade. Never leave the kids or the pets in a hot car. Let's look into the weekend, though, because we will see a storm chance for mountains and deserts Saturday and Sunday afternoon. There is a small possibility we could see a shower also for some of our inland valleys, so we'll be watching that closely. But look at your 10-day. The heat found about 112 degrees for some parts of the county that are really going to get to near 108 today or so. So we're going to be close to some records. I think we'll have a better chance of hitting record highs over the weekend. But yeah, it is very hot. It feels even hot in the shade, so you're not going to get much relief if you're in the shade, but certainly you don't want to be in the sun in the afternoon. Excessive heat warning continues for all inland areas today, but extended through Monday for the inland valleys. Heat advisory for the coast also extended through Monday. So this is going to last for quite a few more days. If you're in San Marcos this morning, dropping the kids off at school between 7 and 8 o'clock. Temperature in the mid-70s, a warm start. By pickup time, around 101 degrees. This weather is going to last for Saturday and Sunday. So we'll take a look at everybody's weekend forecast. We'll look at when we'll finally get a break from the heat coming up in just a bit. Very hot. We're not going to really see this break until later next week. So for today, it's going to be the same as yesterday. Very similar temperatures, 80s at the beaches, around 100 degrees inland. It's going to last through the weekend and even through Monday for the inland valleys and the coast. So make sure in this heat you're going to be staying hydrated, stay cool, take breaks in the shade or the air conditioning, especially if you work outside. But it's dangerously hot. These temperatures are unseasonably hot by about 10 to maybe even pushing 20 degrees above normal for this time of the year. So quite a range here with our temperatures from the coast to the inland locations. We have a lot of heat around the west coast. So the southwestern part of the country all the way up through Northern California into the Pacific Northwest. We have excessive heat warnings and heat advisories. So for the coast today, if you're in our coastal communities or areas near downtown, you'll be in the low 70s for the next few hours. By 9 o'clock, we're already around 80 degrees. By noon today at the coast, around the low 90s. We'll stay right around the low 90s for several hours this afternoon and sunny. It's going to be hot. And then we head into the evening. Once the sun goes down by 7 p.m. around 80 degrees. For areas inland, will be very similar to yesterday. So around 100 degrees. Some areas near 103, 104 possibly. And so as we head through the day today, with these temperatures in place, just keep in mind, it's going to heat up very quickly. Foothills also seeing temperatures near 108. Inland valleys, the excessive heat warning has been extended through Monday. Mountains and deserts, you're going to be around 100 in the mountains, deserts close to about 118. The beaches again in the 80s. Your weekend, though, it's really not going to be cooling down. So for the coast, we'll stay around the mid to low 90s for both Saturday and Sunday. So that's coastal communities. Beaches will be in the 80s. For the inland valleys, 103 Saturday, 105 on Sunday. No break here. For the mountains, we'll be in about the low 90s, so mountains aren't going to be as hot this weekend as what we're seeing today. Deserts also around about 110, but we will see a slight chance of a storm for the mountains and the deserts for the weekend, potentially inland valleys. So let's look at future weather real quick. So we're looking through today. Today is going to be dry. Good thing is we do not have Santa Ana winds. Then we're looking at Saturday here. This is Saturday afternoon, so that's a chance for
deeper into that now.
Anyways, go get your tickets. It's always the gas stations that you never expect. You're not going to win at Vaughn's, Marianne, but you know, maybe one day.
Stores that have one.
Yeah, okay.
Like Piggly Wiggly, you know.
Piggly Wiggly in the South. Anyways, we're still talking about Clear the Shelters. This is our big nationwide push to get as many animals adopted as possible. It's been 10 years we've been doing this with NBC Universal and Comcast. This is now through September 10th, and this weekend's a really big one. Tomorrow, San Diego Humane Society is waiving all the adoption fees. Look at this guy. Look at his face. That's Bruno. Look at him. He's making you feel guilty for not adopting him. Bruno is waiting for you at San Diego Humane Society. He's a very sweet, friendly dog. He has a lot of energy. He loves being outside. So if you'd like to adopt a Bruno, just head to San Diego Humane Society. Also our website, NBC7.com, search Clear the Shelters for more participating locations, because we have a lot locally participating in this. By the way, if you're going for a hike today, early is best, and it's still going to be warm early, but you don't want to be out there in the afternoon. 70s through about 7, 8 o'clock, and then inland valley hiking trails will be near 100 degrees by noon. That is way too hot, so you really want to limit your time to the morning and the evening. Same thing with dog walks. Don't do it in the middle of the day for very long at all. Heat advisory for the coast now through Monday, extended there. For the inland valleys, excessive heat warning extended through Monday, mountains, deserts through today. And for the temperatures at the beaches, we'll be back in the 80s. Coastal communities in the 90s. Inland valleys around 100 degrees this afternoon. Foothills as high as about 108, possibly near 100 in the mountains, about 115 or so in the desert. So make sure you hydrate before and during any outdoor activities. Avoid those peak heat hours in the middle of the day and early afternoon. Of course, make sure the pets have fresh water and shade. And never leave the kids or the pets in a hot car. Look at the forecast through the weekend. Good morning, Steve. I think a lot of us are wondering when the heat is going to end. Not this weekend. It's still going to be very hot all week and dangerous heat. So keep that in mind for whatever your plans are. You really don't want to be outside for a long period of time in the middle of the day this weekend. We still have an excessive heat warning for all areas inland. For the inland valleys, it's been extended now through Monday. For the coast, we have a heat advisory that's also been extended through Monday. So maybe if you're heading to the beaches this weekend, it is going to be very hot. If you're in Chula Vista, by the time you pick the kids up at school, it'll be hot. Good morning, Marianne and Steve. Yeah, a little bit of cloud cover right near the coast this morning. Not much, though. It's very thin. It's going to have no problem clearing out. And temperatures are going to be heating up very quickly. For today, the excessive heat continues. It's going to be a lot like yesterday. The heat wave is going to last through the weekend and into Monday. So the heat advisories, excessive heat warnings, those have been extended for most, at least much of the county through Monday. If you're wondering when we're going to cool down, though, that's not going to be until later next week. So just get ready for this heat to continue. Stick around. We're not going to see a break for several days. So excessive heat warnings across much of the Southwest all the way up into the Pacific Northwest. So nothing to really break this pattern until the middle to end of next week. Excessive heat warning still for the inland valleys. It's been extended through Monday. Temperatures inland will be around 100 degrees again today. Foothills could be as hot as 108. For the mountains, about the mid-90s to near 100 degrees, and the deserts could be as hot as about 118. For the coastline, though, if you're at the beaches, we have a heat advisory through Monday now extended. Beaches will be in the 80s. It'll be like that over the weekend, too. Coastal communities, though, just away from the beach, not on the sand there, about the mid to low 90s. So it's going to be very hot even near the coast if you're not at the beach. Inland valleys, as we head through this morning, will be in the 80s quickly, 88 degrees by 10 o'clock. By noon, inland mid-90s. Through the afternoon, around 100 degrees for quite a few hours. And even by 8 o'clock, we're still going to be in the 80s, low 80s. Beaches today will be again in the 80s. That's going to happen about mid-morning to late morning. Temperatures low 80s there at the coast. Make sure you have the sunblock if you are heading to the beach, and also make sure you stay hydrated. Over the weekend, we're not going to really see a change. San Diego Humane Society Sumash is a very sweet and playful dog looking for a loving home. Loves to be outside, has a lot of energy. So if you'd like to adopt Smash, might be a great addition to your family. Just head to San Diego Humane Society tomorrow. All the adoption fees at the Humane Society will be waived. So tomorrow's our big Clear the Shelters Day. But we have a lot more locations locally. NBC7.com. Search Clear the Shelters for other participating shelters that are going to be involved in this whole initiative. Today, it's going to be hot again. For your Friday, maybe you're heading to the beach. It's going to be sunny and temperatures well into the 80s if you're right there on the sand next to the water. So it's going to be a hot one. Even at the coast, wave heights will be around 1 to 3 feet today. Some sets could be near 4. So we still have the excessive heat warning for the inland locations. Inland valleys extended now through Monday. Heat advisory for the coast. Afternoon highs near the coast again in the 80s. But if you're not at the beaches, you'll be around 90 downtown, 89 Chula Vista. If you're in Poway, 102. Escondido will be around 100 degrees again. Valley Center near 105. Ramona is hot as about 108. 103 El Cajon. If you're in the mountains, around 100 degrees. Deserts, I would say about 113 to maybe 118. Padres play today too. 6:40 first pitch. If you're heading to Petco Park, hopefully you have some seats in the shade, but you know, the sun will be going down, so temperatures will start to get a little bit more comfortable, but still very warm throughout the game. By first pitch, we'll be in about the low 80s, then dropping into the 70s, but still very warm there. Make sure you stay hydrated before and during any outdoor activities. Avoid those peak hours in the middle of the day. Make sure the pets have fresh water and shade. Never leave the kids or the pets in a hot car. Here's your 10-day. We head it's because I mean, it's so hot outside in the afternoon. This is going to last through the week and into early next week. And in fact, as you are kind of in the house today with the air on, you just want to keep those blinds closed. Really, it's going to keep your house a lot cooler. It's going to be just as hot as it was yesterday. We have similar temperatures, still the excessive heat warnings, heat advisories. This is going to last into the early part of next week. This is dangerous heat too, so make sure you stay hydrated and stay cool. And you really want to avoid being outside in the afternoon this weekend, especially for several hours. You don't want to do that. Excessive heat around the southwestern part of the country. This actually extends up into the Pacific Northwest. Our pattern will finally break, but not until later next week. For the coast, this morning we're in the low 70s. By 9 o'clock, close to 80 degrees for coastal communities. By noon, 87. And then through the afternoon, this is for areas near downtown. And if you're not at the beaches, but just away from the beaches, you'll be in the 90s today, most likely low 90s. Through the evening, we drop back into the low 80s, but then by 7 p.m., we're still around 80 degrees if you're heading out this evening. Excessive heat warning inland's been extended through Monday. Inland temperatures will be around 100 degrees. Foothills as hot as 108, mountains around 100 degrees, deserts as hot as 118 again. So again, very similar to yesterday. For the coast, beaches will be in the 80s. For coastal communities, staying in the mid 90s to low 90s. Over the weekend, we're going to see some very hot temperatures here. Low 90s along the coast to mid 90s. Inland valleys stay around 103 to 105. For the mountains, low 90s with a chance for some afternoon storms. Deserts will also have that chance too. So let's look at future weather here as we head through today. We're dry. No, it really is. Hey, good morning, Steve and Marianne. Yep, our big Clear the Shelters, our big event that we've been talking about for almost a month now. So it's been going on since August 10th through September 10th, our big nationwide push to get as many animals adopted as possible. Tomorrow at San Diego Humane Society, they're going to be waiving all the adoption fees. I have one beautiful girl for adoption. That is Charity. She's a lab mix. She's very young, so she's very energetic, but she is super sweet. If you'd like to adopt her, she's at San Diego Humane Society. Also, if you head to our website, NBC7.com, search Clear the Shelters. Also at the top in our trending bar, you can find more participating locations with this. For today, it's going to be very hot. Again, we're already very warm this morning. By the afternoon, it's going to look a lot like yesterday. Excessive heat warning inland. It's been extended through Monday. Inland valleys around 100 degrees. Foothills near 108. For the mountains, around 100 today. Deserts could be as hot as 118. And then at the coast, we have a heat advisory through Monday now. Mid-80s at the beaches, mid-90s for coastal communities. Make sure you hydrate, stay cool, avoid those peak hours in the middle of the day. Make sure the pets have fresh water and shade. And of course, never leave the kids or the pets in a hot car.
On those temperatures.
Yep. Hey, Steve, it is going to be very hot again this afternoon. Already is. So when you look at the map here, you see all this pink and orange on it. So what we're still looking at for today, excessive heat warning for the inland valleys. It's been extended through Monday now. For the mountains and the deserts, we have an excessive heat warning through today. So temperatures will get a break in those areas over the weekend. Heat advisory for the coast also extended through Monday. Look at these temperatures. It's 102 degrees right now. Miramar, 92 downtown, 90 Sorrento Valley. If you're inland, we're around 100 degrees pretty much everywhere at this point, and it's only going to get hotter this afternoon. I'll show you what to expect for the weekend coming up, Steve.
All right, Sheena.
We're probably sweating right now, Steve. You know, normally the beaches is where we say you have to go to get some relief. You're not going to get too much relief. Now, compared to areas inland, yeah, it's not going to be as hot, but it's still going to be very warm right there on the sand. 83 degrees right now in Sanitas. 82 Imperial Beach, Sorrento Valley 90, 92 degrees downtown right now. And this is not the hottest point of the day. The hottest is always going to be in the afternoon. 102 degrees in Miramar, 98 Poway and Escondido, 98 Ramona, 100 degrees in Alpine, and the mountains are in the mid-90s. We still have Clear the Shelters going on, by the way. Now through September 10th, it's our big push to get as many animals adopted as possible. Look at this handsome guy. That's Bruno at San Diego Humane Society. Very cute dog there. Bruno's looking for a loving home. He is a very sweet guy. If you'd like to adopt him, head to San Diego Humane Society. Tomorrow, they're waiving all the adoption fees. Also, head to our website and search Clear the Shelters for more locations. Beaches will be in the mid-80s this afternoon for several hours. Make sure you stay hydrated. We still have the excessive heat warning. Inland valleys extended through Monday. For the coast, heat advisory through Monday. For today, the coastal communities, if you're away from the beaches, will be in the 90s, around 100 inland again, and around 100 in the mountains. Also, the desert's very hot, near 115. Over the weekend, we're not going to get much relief here. It's
A panda calculator online, and at 5 years old, he is a teenager.
Yes, he is, and he's quite the one.
know,
He's
right?
the one that likes to munch, as they all do all day, but just likes to hang out, just be lazy and have fun.
well, and you know, when the pandas got here, we said if you don't go early in the morning on a hot day, they're going to go hide in the shade. If you're lucky,
or AC, they've got their own AC.
That's what I kind of meant. But if you're lucky, you'll see them playing in the water to stay cool. That's so cute.
You're gonna swim.
That's like hitting the gold mine when you're at one of those enclosures and you get that much action out of the
He was
animals.
like breaking. He was spinning around. Did you
break
see?
dancing.
He was like
In the
spinning
kiddie
around.
pool. That's cute. Well, you know, those pandas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Have you taken your son to see the pandas yet?
You know, we haven't gone to the new exhibit, but we'll definitely have that on our calendar to go sometime soon.
You've
But
seen them before, though, right?
I have
When they
seen
were
them
here.
before, yes.
Maybe wait a few days until it's not so hot.
Yeah.
Right?
We have
They
to
got some
wait.
hills at that zoo. You break a sweat.
Yeah.
And my little one cannot take the heat. He looks like the panda with water. It's like, cool
You
down.
might want to jump in, which is not.
And you know, if you go in the morning, you have a much better chance of seeing the pandas because in the afternoon, if it's too hot, they try and go inside where I guess they have free roaming to go inside if they want to for the AC. So yeah, early is better. In the afternoon, though, you might get lucky and see them playing in the water, I guess, if it's, you know, kind of hot.
They sleep in the
out.
afternoon too.
Okay, well,
They eat, and then they
Marianne's a
sleep.
panda expert. So
Eat and sleep.
Eat, sleep, sit in the air conditioning. Sounds like a
Thank you. We're going to catch up with you in 30 minutes to keep an eye on some of those things, though.
Oh, yeah.
So my Eagles played tonight. What station are they playing on, Steve?
They're going to be on Peacock, right? So that's how you're going to see that game in Sao Paulo, Brazil, which is the first ever time that the NFL. Why are you laughing?
I got a busy weekend.
I'm laughing because the way you said peacock last time when you said peacock, I was hoping you'd
No
do
one
that
knows
again.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, clear the shelf.
Is it not?
Technicalities,
You know what? We
Sheena.
don't have time to dig.
Because you don't want your house to get
Keep
And
the
point
cool
them in
inside.
the right
Yeah.
direction too. If you've got to tilt them up. Make this sense.
Marianne obviously did that yesterday. Push to get as many animals adopted as possible. We've been doing this for 10 years. And Jordan Fry is with me in studio now from San Diego Humane Society. Hi, Jordan. Thank you
Hello,
for being
Sheena.
here. So who do we have, first of all? We'll talk about Clear the Shelters in a minute. But who is this handsome girl, right?
Yes.
Beautiful girl. Who
Beautiful
is that?
girl. She is my new best friend, Fancy. She's just a very chill, relaxed girl.
Wait, so her name is Fancy.
Her name is Fancy.
Oh, I love that.
And it fits. She likes to sit with her little paws crossed. So
Oh,
I
so
think
she's
just
a
very
little fancy. Okay.
She's
and
a little fancy.
She's very, you know, when I saw her when she first walked in, she just reminds me of like a little bear cub or something.
Yes.
She's adorable. I don't know if you can see where we're going to be, but again, there's multiple locations. So
Yes.
check it out on our website too, NBC7.com. Search Clear the Shelters. Thank you so much, Jordan. Hopefully we can get Fancy adopted. Have a great day.